now. So in part 3, what we're gonna do, it's always about at this point where we always start, we notice we orbit every 10 minutes. That's our orbital speed. So part 3, we're gonna talk about the difference between accusation audit, label, mirror, and I guess it comes into, what is this called? Tactical empathy. It sounds kind of like a dirty term, but I think it makes sense. Okay, so bring us through the simple first. What is a mirror, Erica?
Mirror?
Yeah. Yes, you did it.
Yeah.
Very good. Good.
So mirror is actually, you are exactly what mirror does. So you reflect their words that, you know, they tell you. Let's say Jing mentioned that he is actually very happy this, no. What? Let's say something, sir.
Something. Yes.
No. Say, what happened this week? What you do this week?
This week, I found a puppy on the street.
A puppy?
On the street.
So that's actually to reflect on a certain thing that you'd like to discover more. For example, this week I make a video around the complex. A video? Yeah, I'm filming a video with Jing, unfortunately.
Oh, no more of this verbal harassment.
Yeah, so yeah, that the purpose is to discover more, because if you reflect on a certain thing, it seems like you don't really catch it.
Right.
And then the person you're talking to, they will explain more about that specific terms. But you need to be exact with the words that they're saying, because
Correct.
if you use another terms, even though the meaning is similar, that's not really mirroring, because mirror do reflect exactly what's in front of it.
Exactly what's in front of it?
Yeah, exactly what's in front of it.
Exactly what's in front of it? Oh, that's your dog. Oh, we found the dog. Sorry. Okay, walk around. There it is. Exactly as expected.
Oh my god.
They're probably, where happened to my dog? Okay, so that's all good. Yeah, we're not gonna steal it. We're vlogging about it. Okay, so mirror. Have you found that? Okay, have you found that mirrors are effective at unlocking people who are generally not speaking? Is that a good?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is, but most times this technique is much more effective if you do it face to face, when you talk to them instead of chat.
Mario, what's that? Makes you sound like an idiot. True.
So yeah, if
True.
you are in meetings, you can directly hear them, they can directly hear you. So mirror is actually probably a reflection, like you don't hear them exactly, so
Correct.
you don't catch them directly. So yeah.
Okay, I would agree. I found mirroring to be one of the most effective ways, in fact, to learn a new language. So oftentimes when I'm learning a new language, and I speak many, by the way, just to promote myself because I'm so awesome, I found that, like, if you just repeat back the last thing you heard, it will automatically trigger the person who is attempting to teach you their language. They'll explain it again and you get a second chance at it. So that part is good. Okay, so after mirroring, we were going to talk about labeling. What is labeling?
We label something that they are trying to explain to us.
So we
So
try
it seems like, yeah, it seems like you'd like to say something.
Well, why do we use it seems like or it sounds like? Why don't we just say it's this?
We are not the one talking about it,
Right.
so we need to confirm this to them. So they
Correct.
need to be the one verify
Correct.
their emotion or what they are trying to explain.
Yes, I would say that's important. The correct format for a label is it seems like, it sounds like. Those are very powerful because it allows the other person to clarify and also reject what you have understood to clarify what they mean, so that you're listening deeply. Because maybe sometimes if you say it is this, then they will be too shy to correct you and they'll just go, okay. But then you don't have understanding, you don't have any strategic empathy, and you've lost it there. Okay, now let's go to the accusation audit. What is an accusation audit?
It's
we forgot
actually
to use an accusation audit with the puppy. Oh,
Oh yeah.
that would have been a good demo. Okay. Yeah.
So accusation audit is that you audit what they're trying to accuse you after that.
Correct.
So
An accusation audit is a really good way to relieve dead air. Dead air is when both of you are sitting there and you are uncomfortable about something. So what you should do is, well, seems like you might be wondering, why do we have to walk around the block and do this vlogging, Erica? We've never done this before. You might think I'm a weirdo, or I might think you're a weirdo.
yes, exactly. That's true. Good audit.
And so by essentially labeling and giving language and giving a form to an uncomfortable feeling, to an accusation, then you have reduced the tension. You've essentially, you see a lot of really good professional speakers. They'll go up on stage and they'll start with a joke and they'll say, I bet you guys are all wondering why you're listening to a bald fat fuck like myself or something. Or maybe not, but essentially that's a way to sort of decompress the room and also to own whatever thought process is happening in your audience, and also it elicits a humorous response generally if you got it, because you are giving them the words to express what they're feeling. But accusation audits are hard. Erica,
Yeah.
why are they hard?
Because usually accusation audit is used when the opponents are, let's say, disappointed or
Yes.
has a very emotions like
Yes.
or make mistake. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you need to do when you are detecting, let's say, disappointment or any negative emotion, is you need to be the one to voice it out. You're probably disappointed in us because we didn't hit your revenue target. You're probably coming to us because you didn't actually see the result that you expected. You're probably upset. So all these accusation audits do is that they give now a form to the emotional experience, but you've contained it. So instead of letting the negative exposure swirl around and be completely unmanageable, you've captured it, you've enclosed it, now you can deal with it. But the hard part is it requires some emotional intelligence to really decipher the correct emotion. Like maybe you think they're disappointed, but they're just like unexpressive. So it requires, I think, wait, that must mean you're pretty emotionally intelligent. You do use accusations quite well. That's why Erica is funny. It requires emotional intelligence to be funny. It requires no emotional intelligence to laugh though. Maybe we'll edit that part out. Awkward. Erica's probably wondering, this is the awkward part. Accusation audit. Okay, so we got mirrors, labels, accusation audits. What else can we do to discover more?
Yes.
Calibrated questions.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yes or no question. Yeah.
No.
No oriented question. Sorry.
No, that's not.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. That's for making decision. Calibrated question is you need to ask. You need to make sure that the question you're asking, expect them to explain, not
Yes.
only yes or no. So
Yeah.
you ask like what or why, how. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah.
Correct. So calibrated question allows somebody to go and have an opportunity to expand their answer. So, hey, you became a CEO when you were 26. How did you do that? Or you just sold $2 million worth of property management contracts. What was your secret? Those open up and get more discovery to happen. Okay, cool. So then the last one we should cover is the no question. What's the thing with the no question?
It's actually this one is actually to trigger them to say no. That's why it's called no question. So
we
it's
have
like
to frame the question in a way
that's
such that they would say no.
correct. Like, would you mind to pay for the dinner tonight, sir? You're the boss.
No,
So he doesn't mind.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
Because she got me.
Yeah.
Because if she had asked Erica had asked, Erica, you're rich enough to pay for your own dinners, my dear. But it's funny that she didn't laugh. She didn't think so. Okay, but let's change the frame. If we had said a yes-oriented question, what would that sound like?
Sir, you pay the dinner tonight.
I don't want to do that. Because the key, I think, is to really understand that a no response is cheaper than a yes response. A yes represents sort of commitment. A yes represents I need to do it. So if you frame the question such as like, you wouldn't have a problem with paying for dinner tonight. No, I guess not. It feels in a way a little bit lighter because no is a bit easier to get than yes, but you can get your yes by framing your question as a no-oriented question. Cool. Any final thoughts, Erica, before we finish part 3?
No, that's all, sir.
Fantastic. Okay, time to get back to base. Bye.